You're listening to Sacramento Smooth Jazz.
Welcome back to Sacramento Smooth Jazz. Joining us by phone is the phenomenal contemporary jazz violinist Brooke Alford, known worldwide as the artist of the violin. Often compared to violin greats like Regina Carter and Jean-Luc Ponty, this gifted artist infuses jazz and the vibrancy of R&B, hip-hop, and buttery smooth phrasing. Based in Atlanta, Alford has graced legendary stages opening for India.Arie, Mint Condition, and many more. Her latest album, Heaven on Earth, spans a number of years in the creative process, blending genres with pure violin artistry. Join us now for an enlightening conversation with visionary violin virtuoso Brooke Alford, a musical pioneer shining bright with rich tones and positive vibrations. This interview starts now, right here on Sacramento Smooth Jazz. Brooke, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Thank you. I am feeling thankful, progressive, amazing, and ready. That's
Come
how
on now. I heard that. And I should have said welcome back
Yeah.
to Sacramento Smooth Jazz because you were with us last year, about
Yes.
a little more than a year ago. So
Time
a lot of things have been
doesn't
and you have been so busy in the past year.
It has been a very I want to say involved and intense year. Absolutely.
Now, your violin playing is often described as very vocal, soulful quality. I want to know, how do you infuse smooth jazz violin with such vocal stylings and touches of R&B? How do you do that?
It's just a matter of how does a song inspire you. And I find that when I'm writing, when I am playing, whatever I am doing in regards to smooth jazz, I like to focus on the melody. And the melody is usually, to me, where the soul can sing and just really be expressive. And so I am truly being myself to the best of my ability, but at the same time adding, that smooth jazz flair and touch to it. But of course, slapping just a little drop of soul in there too, but still keeping it on the smooth tip and everything. But definitely for smooth jazz radio, for Quiet Storm and all of that, I like to still put my stamp on it and do my thing.
Well, you definitely do. If anyone has ever seen you in concert, it's an epic performance. It is. It's not just laid back. You get into the crowd, you get into the playing, and you amp it up. You bring it up a number of levels that goes beyond just, smooth. You bring it up, and it's really nice, and you leave the crowd just in awe. I've seen it. People are just amazed by your playing. They're like, wow. I don't think many people who have seen a violin in action have seen it in action the way you do it. You know what I mean? So being an independent artist, you have full creative freedom and control of your music, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what excites you most about that?
It's just so rewarding. It's a lot of work to be an independent artist, first and foremost, and to handle everything that a major label would handle, or just a record label in general. And so under my own company, Alford Enterprise and Entertainment Group, is where all of my productions and all of my music fall under. And, having a team, you definitely need a team as an independent artist, but the freedom absolutely that you get is so rewarding that it's worth all the hard work. And I love being able to determine what direction do I want to go, what producer do I want to work with, what artist do I want to collaborate with. So I love that end of things when it comes to being an independent artist and creating on my terms. Of course, if you have certain goals, that's going to determine your movement, going to determine how you promote, going to determine how you handle radio. So all of that comes down to goals. But being an independent artist is definitely freedom and requires discipline and a lot of determination, but it's definitely rewarding.
And it shows with respect to your new album that came out earlier this year, Heaven on Earth. You have some collaborations on there. And it really seems, and then it was a culmination of a number of years that you created this, right?
Yes, about 5 years.
About 5 years. And as we look back on the transitioning of your father, that had a lot to do with it as well, right?
Yes, this album is dedicated to my late father, Dr. Vernon R. Alford Jr., and just his whole legacy, everything that he inspired me to do, that he spoke into my life very early. And even before I even knew myself as who I know, of course, he was speaking that from when I was a young girl, and that I would be great and that I would be, you know, powerful and be who I am to this day.
It's a testament to having a positive role model as a father in a daughter's life.
Yeah.
You are a testament of that. You are an example of that and a product of that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're able to speak to perhaps young women about the benefit of a father in their lives, that nature.
Yeah.
So your dad has definitely laid a legacy down for you, and you're definitely doing that overall. With respect to your album and dedicating that to your father, New Day, On the Move, Shine, a number of other tracks on here. I've listened to your album quite a number of times. We played it quite a number of times since it's been released. Is there any one particular song that really just is reminiscent of your father? Or is the whole project as a whole, as you indicated? But is there one song that really just stands out to you that when it comes to a memory of your dad?
Absolutely. And thank you so much for playing the music and just having it on repeat. That's very exciting to know. And yeah, grateful that I can share these vibes with you, because that's what it's all about, sharing the vibe. And with my father's inspiration, Shine was definitely fully inspired by my father. I wrote that in 2021 with George Freeman of Fayetteville, North Carolina, who I just did the Myrtle Beach Jazz Festival with this past weekend. But yes, he produced Shine as well as New Day and On the Move. But Shine, I would say my father inspired that because in the midst of grieving, and even to this day, I still have moments of grieving. And I don't think it'll ever change, just because, you know, a parent transitioning is just a totally different, it's not comparable to me. It's incomparable, because we have two parents, you know, and to have one of them transition before I felt it was time, because my dad still had a lot of life in him. It's just something I just cannot seem to fully grasp, but I have to accept and know that he's always with me. When I look in the mirror, he's 50% of me. I see his face when I look in my face. And I just remember him always saying, "You shine bright like a superstar, and you're my superstar." And I still have that writing, because my father was a writer, and he would write poetry and books and dedicate them to me and my siblings when we were younger, again, speaking life into us. And I just remember him saying, you know, "Brooke, just keep doing what you're doing. You just are my superstar." And I thought, shine, just to shine and keep the legacy going. And that's what inspired me with Shine. And I inspire others and encourage others to shine, just simply shine in what you're doing and what you love to do.
Nice. I want to do this. And this is unscripted. How about we allow our listeners to hear Shine, and we'll come right back to finish up here. But let's allow our listeners to hear Shine.
Okay.
And to hear that dedication to your father, but also to hear you, an amazing violinist. So let's do that.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brooke Alford, Shine, right here on Sacramento Smooth Jazz. We'll be right back after this song right here. back to Sacramento Smooth Jazz. That was Shine with Brooke Alford. And if you're just listening or just tuning in, we have Brooke Alford with us today by phone talking about her new album, but also Shine is a dedication and creative as it relates to her father. That one there, the whole project, her dad inspired, but that particular song there, Shine, is something that was really memorable. So Brooke, tell me, in that particular song, I was starting to feel a little something because as you were talking about your dad, I'm feeling you because I lost my dad last year, so I understand where you're coming from. And looking at pictures of you and your dad, you can definitely see the daddy's girl right there. You can definitely see a man of greatness and speaking life into you. And it's just absolutely phenomenal. So you are a great example. And I know you can speak life into other people as it relates to your life when it comes to your dad. So many kudos to you for creating a legacy, or to say playing out the legacy of your father with your new album and beyond.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this particular project, there are some other songs in here. Now, a lot of people have heard Shine and New Day. Now, I've told you there's some tracks on here that we need to talk about that had me. You know, you got like Feeling Love as a track. That one there, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
You got to dim the lights on that one. And I'm telling you, you couples out there, you want to feel some love? Feeling Love is amazing. And I'm just saying that, just men, take some notes here. Feeling Love is something that you need to check out. But the track Wanting More, I had that playing. And one day I stopped what I was doing. And what's going on here? Because it grabbed me. It literally, I felt it take hold of me. Mm-hmm. And I said, wow, what's going on? What is Brooke doing with this? I turned it up, put my headphones on, and began to listen to all of the notes and the arrangement. Talk to me about that. What's going on with Wanting More? What inspired that track on your new album?
Absolutely. Well, with the album being entitled Heaven on Earth, I look at heaven as a mindset, and we can go to heaven at any point during our day while we're here on earth. Of course, many view heaven as an actual place or a place you go in the afterlife. But I feel like we can create that heaven right here within us and in our mindset. And with Wanting More, it's another angle of heaven to me. It's about love, and it's about creating this atmosphere for that, and have your partner or whoever you're with in the midst of that moment literally wanting more, and musically wanting more of your essence, whatever the situation is, but just wanting more of whatever that is. And in writing that song with Reggie Hines, who produced it, as well as we co-wrote together, it was a truly organic experience. Everything that you described about dimming the lights, that's exactly what we did in the studio. Everything that is portraying was the actual vibe in which we wrote it. There was neon or a blue light that was shining, and there was a red light over here. So we had these lights set up to create a mood so that it was organic. And that was the whole point. Was I didn't want to record this song at 10 a.m. on a Monday, where it wasn't really the true vibe. This was like recorded on a Friday night at like 10 p.m., something like that, where most people are winding down and getting themselves ready for their evening or for the weekend or whatever the case. So we were in the studio, and I just said, I'm feeling a vibe, let's go. And Reggie was like, all right, I'm right here with you. And so I started playing this melody, and Reggie was right there producing on the spot along with me. And and we were just creating, and it was just so easy. It was like water because it was truthful. And I feel like this song was a very true song. It was coming from a place of being sensual, passionate, as well as just in the mood for love. And I was playing that, and he grasped that musically, and we created Wanting More. And because once I played the last note, I was like, I don't know if that's it. And then he was like, let's leave him wanting more.
Got it.
And that's how it became Wanting More.
I love it. I love it. Wow. That is the essence of creating. Right there. You have just described the essence of creating. I'm just really amazed by that.
Yeah.
Many people, what they'll do is they'll download a song from from all the different streaming platforms. And I will encourage you to go to the site, but you need to get the whole album. And here's why. When you listen to the entire album, Heaven on Earth, Brooke Alford, you go on a journey.
Right.
You absolutely go on a journey where there's a wavelength that she takes you on. It's a smooth journey, and it is beautiful. I mean, when you have these songs, and like I said, I've listened to these on repeat. And being someone in this industry, I listen to a lot of music, and there's some music that we listen to over and over again. A lot of folks on the radio won't publicly admit who they listen to the most.
That's true.
They won't do that. They won't do that. They don't want to offend anybody, but
yeah,
behind the scenes, we have some stuff on repeat.
right.
and so I will publicly admit I have Brooke Alford on repeat. And I'm just saying, I'm not just saying that just
thank
to be saying.
you.
No, those who know me, they're like, hey, Mike, he's gonna tell you how he feels. Wanting More is definitely one of those, because it just pulls you in.
Yes.
And it's great. Now let me ask you something. We talked about heaven on earth. So let me ask you this. If you can collaborate with any artist, alive or no longer with us, who would it be? And how would that collaboration be? What would you create together?
Oh man, can I name two?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, why
I
not?
might slip in a third.
That's
But
all right.
I would say in this moment in time, I want to collaborate with Robert Glasper, pianist, contemporary jazz, R&B, and I want to collaborate with her,
Yes.
Gabriella. And I would say a third artist I can see myself collaborating with, most likely. Oh, it's so tough to try to narrow this down because there's several. There really is several. I'll keep it with those two for now.
Got it.
Yes, Robert Glasper and Gabriella. Her. Yes.
You choosing just those two alone, my mind went on this journey based on how you do things. I can see that collaboration, just each taking us on a journey, both of those, how you would just really create some wonderful things. I can see that. It really speaks of your mindset and your creative abilities to want to just take it to the next level. It's not about just creating some music that you think someone would like. You create music that really infuses a lot of what's going on within you and how you want people to feel. That's what I noticed when it comes to your music. So let me ask you this. You've been, traveling, doing a lot of you're doing some things with Jazz and Pink a lot more, I noticed.
Yes, I'm touring with them, and so there's certain dates as a part of their tour in which I am a part of the features, and I'm really grateful for Jazz and Pink stages that many people wouldn't be able to get on just as their individual, self, or just as them coming as a solo artist. Jazz and Pink gives the opportunity to allow everyone to shine. And giving this opportunity, Miss Gail Johnson, who's the director and co-founder of Jazz and Pink, she is just such a brilliant woman and such a leader and extremely admirable. I'm just so grateful to work with her, and that she's a wonderful artist and musician and keyboardist who is just, her mind is so open, and she's totally out the box and supports young women instrumentalists as well as vocalists in the industry to come together and create music, and we all shine. And so her model is just, to me, one that is a winner, and one that is something that will live on forever because it's beyond her. And she's such a, like I said, she's such an innovator and big thinker. She understands that this is a legacy. Music is big, and women need a space, and we have that space through Jazz and Pink to do our thing, because we're all stars, and all of us that come on the stage, we're doing it like all of us are busy and active in our own solo careers and lives, but to come together and do what we do and travel and just create amazing music is just something to me that's like none other.
Now, for those who don't know, Jazz and Pink is comprised of all women, yes?
Yes, it's an all women's collective that comes together to create music, and we tour, and it's a band, and so we come together and tour, and the instrumental pieces can vary depending on what the show is, but the whole point is about a women's collective of players who just happen to be women, basically, because if you close your eyes, you wouldn't know the difference, but just women who happen to be musicians and artists coming together to shine together.
That's phenomenal. And how can people get in touch with you? How can they connect with you online? I know you're pretty active.
Yes, online. You can go to my website. That's the hub, basically. BrookeAlfordViolin.com, BrookeAlford violin.com. And that has everything from my music to social media, YouTube, my upcoming events, all of that on there. And also Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and YouTube. You can find me, Brooke, Brooke, Alford, Alford, violin. If you just type that in on all of those, you will find me. My YouTube page is specifically Brooke Alford, the artist of the violin, on that one. But the other ones, you can just type in my name, Brooke Alford, violin, and you will find me.
Nice. Brooke Alford, the artist of the violin. Now let's do this. As we end here, introduce one of your songs for our listeners.
Yes, I would love to introduce New Day, which every day we have an opportunity to breathe in fresh oxygen, to see the sunlight, to open our eyes. We have another chance. It's a new day for us to forget, not necessarily forget in negligence, but just move on from what happened prior to the moment that we're in right now, and grant ourselves grace to have a new day, a new start, a new beginning, to where we can continue going for our goals, continue being our better and best selves in this now moment. And so that's what I encourage through New Day, because it is a new day each and every day, and we must be thankful and grateful for it.
You're listening to New Day right here on Sacramento Smooth Jazz. Brooke, thank you for your time today. It was a joy having you. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Sacramento Smooth Jazz. To continue listening to Smooth Jazz 24/7, follow Sac Smooth Jazz on social media and listen by going to sacsmoothjazz.fm.